say there. Just so much uncertainty in the world. I do think
Mm,
people. I think what's very interesting about this correction, like put Terra aside, because that was really a black swan
mm,
for compared to like the rest of the market, because the markets are just in a general downtrend right now.
mm,
I think that this is the first time we've ever seen. I think 1 in 4 market participants now are retail, and this is not just crypto. Like this is crypto. It's way higher, I think. But for like equities, for example, it's 1 in 4 are now retail participants. So
mm.
I think we're seeing a lot more. Just we're figuring out what that means, and I think people are more they're making riskier moves and they're taking a lot off the table. Like they're panicking.
Mm.
And so how the question is like how much different is a retail investor from a seasoned or from like a traditional institutional investor or whatever.
Mm.
Um, and we don't know, but I do think that I think there's a lot of panic out there. I don't know how much of it's actually warranted, but I am surprised if a lot of the economic trends that people have been calling for, like the Bitcoiners, for example, I do think we're a bit early. Not financial advice, whatever. I do think we're a bit early before we start seeing like monetary collapse. I still think we're in the later
Mm.
stages, but I don't think we're quite there yet. And so I think people think like now is the moment, and I kind of just generally disagree. But I'm just one opinion of many.
So like as far as the market is concerned, like what do you think about like where it's headed like right now? Because like obviously right now we're in a heavy bear market. But do you feel like it's gonna be like one of those, historically, Bitcoin goes into bear markets for like 2, 3 years, right? Up until like the next halving.
Yeah.
Do you think it's gonna be like that, dude, or you think it'll
So
pump a little bit?
I'm not I'm not gonna make a claim on like crypto or equities or whatever because I generally don't know, but I'm very
Yeah.
surprised that people think we're in a bear market when we never had any sort of euphoria phase. I guess you had like the whole punch bowl from the March 2020 lows that was driven
Mm.
by just easy money in the system, but um, I'm just very surprised we never had like this blow off top that was epic, and we went to $80,000 Bitcoin, and everyone was cheering,
Yeah.
and you have a major crash. And so I am kind of in the point where I'm like, I'm not gonna rule that possibility out because I see people going so bullish to so bearish in such a rapid amount of time.
Yeah.
I think if some narratives line up, I think you could see mass euphoria, and that's when I'd be really nervous. But I'm just very surprised. I guess is where I'm at right now. I'm very surprised. Like I don't think it. I still think it's tough to say like we're in a bear market per se.
Okay.
I'm not quite there yet. I'm not panicking, but I could also. I mean, I'm wrecked. I'm also just wrecked.
He said, I
So
mean, I'm right.
yeah, it's tough to say. There's just also a lot of just global uncertainty. You have the war in Ukraine. You have
Yeah.
European energy
Yeah.
crises. You have
Mm.
domestic shortages here in the United States. We're gonna have food problems around the globe. So I don't know how all this plays out. It's a little scary, but I'm just once again I'm very surprised at how early people are making like the apocalyptic calls when I'm just like it just doesn't make sense that we're quite there yet.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
this the mother of all crashes. I just don't think we're there yet, and I'm really surprised that people have flipped so bullish to so bearish in like 2 weeks.
I mean, yeah, you're right, man. I mean, because technically, Bitcoin has only gone down about somewhere around 50% from its
Right.
top, right? So, like, I get it. Like, people are screaming, bullish versus bearish, and I mean, the 50% top kind of gives us hope in a sense, because I mean, if you're thinking historically, like bear market crashes, like that shit crashes like 80%, like.
Well, I mean, a lot of alts have been hit that hard. So,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like
but
especially
Bitcoin,
like
yeah.
Luna's been hit hard.
Well, yeah. So the thing is, like, we're also looking at it from a lens of Luna, and so when you're able
Yeah,
to kind of extrapolate yourself from that viewpoint, which it took me a little bit, it took me at least a week to really get out of my head. It's like I just got to stop thinking about Luna and just look at the
yeah,
everything else, and it's like okay, like we're just basically in the same. We're it feels like May 2021 again. It feels like last year. It's just the same because it's the
yeah.
same exact price action. We're
Mm.
back where we were. So if you told people in May of 2020 that Bitcoin would be $28,000, they'd probably be jumping for the moon.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That was when
uh,
it was like I think that's when it crashed. I remember when it crashed 20 to like 3 grand.
yeah,
I sat there looking at it and not truly understanding crypto really at all, or even how to get in. I knew nothing. But and so I still even had the mindset that you had to buy a whole Bitcoin in order to get in.
Oh
So
no.
I got my buddies together and I was like, we just have 3 grand. Like, what do you guys think? Like, each of us throw 1,000 and we get a whole one. And like, I kind of think back on that moment, like, what would have happened if I just had decided